Hi, it's Shelly, and welcome to my channel. What are we doing today? In today's video, I want to talk about what it's like being a single senior female living alone part-time in Mexico. What are the challenges I face, and what do I do to overcome them? What are the positives? Well, I'm going to share all of that with you in today's video, so let's get started. The first thing that comes to everybody's mind when you talk about Mexico is safety. The North American media has done a stellar job of reporting on cartel activities as if they were everyday life everywhere in Mexico. Add to that the fact that I'm coming here alone and giving my friends and family back home enough ammunition to think that I'm crazy for even considering moving here by myself. Well, the reality is that living alone anywhere in the world demands a certain amount of caution, and Mexico isn't any different. So what do? I live my life as I would anywhere. I don't go out alone at night. I don't overindulge in alcohol in a public place, thereby setting myself up to be taken advantage of. I don't wear fancy clothes or flashy jewelry, nor do I carry wads of cash with me. I also use safe ATMs to withdraw my cash, and I don't be involved in anything that would draw attention to me by the unsavory characters in my society. That's it. That's all I do to stay safe. To date, I have never had anything happen to me here that has given me any cause for concern. Other than a tourist guy at a bar who tried to pick me up and followed me to another beach bar, not taking no for an answer. But that's nothing to do with Mexico. That was just a guy being creepy. Next up is loneliness. This can be a struggle for many people who find themselves being alone either by the death of a partner or a breakup. I will admit that adjusting to being alone was a challenge at first. I split with my ex and then came to Mexico 2 weeks later, so I had no support network in place here. So what did I do? I got busy, learning Spanish, going to expat activities, getting to know my community better, reading, watching Netflix shows I had on my watch list, and soon I discovered I didn't have any time to be lonely. Do I miss my friends and family back home? Absolutely. And I'm always excited to return back to Canada for the summer to reconnect with the ones I love. But my time in Mexico is full of enriched activities and I'm living my best life. I have to say that one of the best things that comes from living alone is that you can do what you want, when you want. If you don't feel like cooking today, you go out. If you want to be a couch potato today, then that's what you do. You're always ready to go out as soon as you're ready. If you want to play the Beach Boys music loud, you can. Sorry, neighbors. My point is that the only person you have to answer to is yourself. And that can be very liberating. Although my skills at arguing have gotten really bad, I view that as a positive thing. So let's say you do want some social interactions besides me, myself, and I. What do? As mentioned earlier, there are usually community activities or meetups that you can go to meet people. The first few times I had to really push myself to get out there. Once I was there and participating, I always had fun. And it gets easier and easier to do the more you do it. I have made a few really good friendships from going out to these activities. And now I have people to do things with if I don't want to go alone. I value these new friendships and I work at keeping them alive by mentioning activities I'd like to try or making sure we get together weekly for a meal or a few drinks. Most people here are in a similar situation as you are, without friends and family close by. People are more open and friendly here too, so it's a lot easier to strike up a conversation. Okay, the next one is for the ladies. Most of us have spent our lives building a career, raising a family, putting our partner's needs first. It's just who we are as women. Coming to Mexico on my own long term has been one of the most empowering things I have ever done. I did it for me, for no one else. And I don't feel the least bit guilty about it. I'm finally putting myself first, and honestly, I'm loving it. I'm in control of my life for the first time ever. Okay, now I'm starting to sound a little bit like a motivational speaker, and that wasn't the intention of this video. Suffice it to say that making a huge move like this on my own has given me a real sense of worth in my own mind. Okay, so let's talk about another challenge, going out at night. As I mentioned earlier, I really don't do this. Has this negatively affected my life? Yes and no. Yes, because sometimes there are things going on at night that only happen after dark, and I miss out on them. Not that I couldn't safely go, but I have this self-imposed rule that I'm home in my house usually by 9 o'clock at the latest. No, because there's lots of activities that are taking place during the day. Markets, live music, the beach. These are all things I enjoy, and I can do them during the day. I'm honestly not much of a night person anyways. Being in at night doesn't bother me. If I want to party at night, I just have a get-together at my place or find somebody to go along with me. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons for more about life in Mexico. Ever seen those memes about leaving your world and going someplace where nobody knows you? Well, living in Mexico is kind of like that. Nobody knows you. You can be as silly as you want, if you like that. And nobody knows, or much less cares, what you do. It's kind of freeing, actually. You can wear whatever you're comfortable in, within reason, of course. And you can just be you, free of any baggage or judgment that those back home might put on you. It's exhilarating. Another great thing about living alone in Mexico is that I can pursue my own interests. I'm currently learning Spanish, which is something I've wanted to do for some time. I can dedicate as much or as little time to this as I want. I've taken a painting class here. I started my own YouTube channel at the age of 61. Mexico gives me tons to post about and also allows me to help other people who might be considering such a bold move but are needing a little bit of encouragement. I'm talking about single ladies, single men, and couples alike. Sometimes people just need to see that someone else has done it and to give them the courage to jump into those unknown waters. Living alone in Mexico, I have found that I lead a much simpler life. The pace is slower, the people are friendlier, and I find so much joy in non-monetary things. Beautiful flowers, the children playing in the streets, the families out enjoying their Sunday afternoons together. I don't feel like I have to keep up with anybody here. I get along with a lot less here than I do back home. I don't have a car. I don't have a dishwasher. I shower in cold water sometimes, but I'm happy. And I lead a full life without all those things. Simplicity is wonderful. While I do live alone in Mexico, I do have Penny with me. She's such an amazing part of my world. She greets me with enthusiasm when I come home. She's always game to do whatever I might get in my head to tackle. She's always up for a challenge. Having a pet is awesome. She keeps me company. She motivates me to go out for walks. She's a great, unjudgmental listener, protector, and a warm body to hug when I need one. Life without a pet, I'm sure, is doable, and unfortunately, eventually, I will be there. But for now, she's an awesome travel buddy. Another challenge I have with being alone in Mexico is that I don't have anyone with me in case of an emergency. If I fell in my house and hurt myself, nobody would find me for days. My solution to this is that my sister and I have a check-in system. Every morning, we just shoot off a quick good morning to each other. She lives alone as well. So we know the other is okay. She has my emergency contact person here if for any reason I don't answer, and I have the same for her. This is a great way to be sure that someone's checking on you when you're living alone in a foreign country. So that's just an overview of a few challenges and positives of being a single senior woman living part-time in Mexico. If you have any questions or comments about this topic, be sure to mention them below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.